various problems, and none other than our good friend TP to tell us. He runs one of our top quality flying school down south. Over to him for his thoughts on growth challenges and clear action steps. Hemant, over to you, please. Big round of applause for TP.
Thanks, Amar. Taking over from where Arvind left, just some basic statistics. We are, of course, now everybody knows we are the largest country by population. We are the 7th largest country by land area. It's about 3.3 million square kilometers. And we are among the top 5 GDPs in the world. With that type of statistics and a very decent GDP growth as well. With that type of statistics, though we are number 3 in the world currently in aviation, we have about 700 airplanes. Now, my previous company, which I used to work for, an American company called FedEx, they have 700 airplanes. We're surely bigger than FedEx, right? And the number 2 guys, our good friends in China, have about 7,000 airplanes, and the US has over 12,000. So, number 2 and 3, the gap is massive. We're not 10 times smaller than our good friends there, maybe a few, but not that much. So that being the case, we are very heavily underserved as an industry when you talk about aviation. Minister Sindhya mentioned that less than 6% of Indians fly. Now, that is not because they cannot afford to fly, because we are the largest, two-wheeler market in the world, the second largest telephone market in the world, automobile, computers, all that stuff. All of those are much cheaper than a domestic ticket, for example, so they can fly. Just that the connectivity and the lack of airspace on also aircraft. Airports are expanding. In my previous assignment, I was CEO at Hyderabad Airport, and we did talk to United, your predecessors, about connecting south. Like Amber mentioned, flying over the north route, over the poles, maybe currently there's a challenge because of the Russia situation, but from down south, definitely trans-Pacific, via Asia, you will have the bilaterals to do a hop flight as well, probably is something that you need to look at. And for this larger country, with this, the demographics which travels regularly.
I think, sir, when you raise the question about 900 new planes are coming, some will also be retiring soon. But when you go around, I have worked for almost 11 airlines around the world. I honestly tell you, I have found Indian pilots in all those airlines. I have found Indian mechanics in all those airlines working. I have found baggage handlers and the security profilers in all those airlines around the world. We do do a lot of skilling here in India, but are we ready to accept them in our ecosystem? Or we are building these skills and exporting them out? Amber mentioned earlier, we have very large companies in US, the CEOs all trained here. It's the same thing happening on the ground. So my 2 cents there are, now is the time for India to shine. Now is the time to look for India, how to collaborate with the US, the largest market in civil aviation for a very long time. Pretty safe, but it's going through its problems. It's going through the same teething problems that India is going through now. And that collaboration between two of these large markets will reap benefits for both of us. Today, US carriers are probably the most profitable carriers in the world. You will see the results this year. Combined, US carriers will be making, I think, almost $9 billion as bottom line profit. Just the profit. And that's a large number. That's probably the total number of revenue that Indian carriers have. That will be the number of profit. So that financial viability, how to make this sector really profitable. Once it's profitable, the share price is going to go up. And I tell you, all these skills that you are exporting out will be back in India. Thank you.
There's a lot of people who are traveling now are including the leisure people or the leisure travelers. Also, people are traveling for their treatments on both sides. So there is, what I can understand when I talk to our customers, that there's a lot of good treatment available in India. Not just people traveling from India to US, a lot of people traveling from US to India to get that kind of treatment. So I just see the opportunity on both sides. I'm not an expert to tell you exactly how it works, but I see a lot of talk around that subject, and I see people traveling on both sides for this particular reason. So that's how I can contribute.
In fact, if you notice in all the new airports which are coming up, there's a massive airport infrastructure being built out. Okay, Mumbai second is coming, Delhi second is coming, Goa second is already started, Vizag second is on the way. And everywhere they talk about, in Java also talking about God knows how many thousands of hectares of the plant development around the airport, which will be like a air city model, but much larger. And in all those places, I'm told, hospitals and medical facilities will be a key part of it, where it's not just hotels and office areas where people can quickly just come in, get themselves operated. There are also hotels there for the family and the close ones, and then you off you go after 2 days, 3 days or whatever recuperating time that you require. Okay, last question. I'll talk about the drones one because I had a little role there. DP, if you could just speak about what will Indigo do if you're not doing the pilots, getting their pilots prepared? Where will Indigo and SpiceJet and Air India send their trainees to, or get them from?
Yeah, thanks. Now, just on the medical part, like I said, I was this year at Hyderabad airport, and we do have in the about 1,500 acres that we're developing, there is a mediport or a health port, and we had a tie-up with Mayo Clinic of Chicago, I think, but there were some issues that Indian law doesn't allow foreign doctors to practice here, due to which it got kind of delayed. But they're going forward with that, developing on its own. I think they're talking to now Apollo, etc. Now that is a full-fledged hospital ecosystem, a regeneration or a recovery center, and hotels. And being in the airport, connectivity to all parts, like we connect 80% GDPs of the world within 24 to 48 hours.